From the drought to dwindling water resources, coastal flooding, and wildfires, those are just a few of the issues addressed by local community groups who were awarded the Building Regional Resilience Grant by the San Diego Foundation. Joining me with how the money will be put into action are my guest, Imperial Beach Mayor Serge Dedina, co-founder of the nonprofit environmental group Wild Coast, and Nicola Hedge, Environmental Initiatives Director at San Diego Foundation. And Mayor Dedina, what are the key environmental or climate concerns in Imperial Beach?
Well, you know, Imperial Beach is surrounded. First of all, we're an awesome, beautiful city surrounded by on three sides by water. So we have a lot to deal with when it comes to sea level rise and coastal flooding. And right now, what we're really focused on is, with this generous grant from the San Diego Foundation and from the California Coastal Conservancy, is to really work with scientists, business owners, and our residents to really identify what are the things that we need to do to really to deal with coastal flooding, you know, public infrastructure, et cetera.
Yeah, you know, you have lived in the area for a long time, I think since you were 7 years old, and we just saw a picture of Imperial Beach that was flooded. So give us an idea from your experience of what some of the issues are as far as specifically for Imperial Beach.
Well, you know, the National Weather Service is calling for a super El Nino coming up. And I remember as a kid coming the day after the Imperial Beach pier was destroyed by 15 to 20 foot surf. And we haven't had those El Nino storms with 15 to 25 foot surf and big storm surges in a long time. So that's something that we're concerned with. And what I saw over the last 2 years, just with king tides, is coastal flooding where the ocean just rises up a little bit and then starts pouring into the street nonstop for a couple of hours. So, and back into our estuary. So that's something we're very concerned about, and we're starting to plan for right now.
And that's my next question. The city, your city was awarded $70,000 through this grant, the San Diego Foundation. How's the money going to be used?
Well, really, we've actually hired one of the best coastal geomorphologists in the country, Dr. Dave Ravel, who got his PhD at UC Santa Cruz and worked with Gary Griggs, who's another probably the world's leading expert on this issue, and really to help us to develop that strategy and figure out, for example, what are we going to do with our public works yard, which is right on South San Diego Bay? What are we going to do with our elementary schools that are right on the bay? And our pump stations, things like that. Really simple things that are going to require some planning and foresight and some investment on the part of state authorities.
So working on that. So Nicola, highlight a couple of the other organizations and what they're being funded to do for this climate change sort of grant focus.
Absolutely. Well, as many of your viewers may know, climate change is going to affect the San Diego region in many different ways. And so we wanted to support projects. We've supported 6 projects throughout the county with some $300,000 that are going to look at issues from coastal flooding to preparedness for wildfires to the drought and increasing constraints on our water supply. So one grant, for instance, to the Resource Conservation District, looking at fire safe councils, working with residents to ensure that they're fire prepared, or the California Center for Sustainable Energy, looking at engaging municipal employees from 7 different cities and providing them customized information and guidance about how they can be more efficient at their homes with water.
Let me ask you this, so how did these projects that were chosen obviously for this money, how did they fit into the county's climate action report called San Diego 2050 is calling? How will we answer?
That's a great question. We actually, the San Diego Foundation, helped produce that report with a consortium of groups, climate education partners, and it highlighted some of these big impacts to our region. These grants are intended to put that report into action, and so we looked for projects such as the one in Imperial Beach, where the city was going to work with community, with scientists, and with others to take that science and data and put that into action and start preparing today.
And Mayor Dedina, what do you see as the biggest risk as far as if we don't prepare in our whole region, not just Imperial Beach, for climate change?
Well, then we're going to have this coastal flooding, and we're not going to be able to deal with all this public infrastructure and even private residences that will be literally underwater. So we really need to start planning for it now. We need to learn how to work better, better. And that's one of the things we're doing at the City of Imperial Beach, is letting agencies know that we've got El Nino coming, and especially like in the Tijuana River Valley, we need to start preparing for it right now. That's something that we have to do. We have to be a better team. We've got to be a lot smarter about thinking about the future, more importantly, planning for today and that coastal flooding that we're going to see happen.
All right, Imperial Beach Mayor Serge Dedina and Nicola Hedge, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.